Ken, I'm getting right to the headliner from this morning in The Athletic that you released. The Angels didn't capitalize on having Shohei Ohtani. Now they get to watch the Dodgers do so. It sounds like a simple headline, but then can you get into how the mistakes were made over the course of his career with the team?
First of all, this hit me when I was at Dodgers camp this spring, and there were thousands of people on the backfield at Dodgers camp. And I thought to myself, this is an amazing phenomenon. We all know about the money they've made. We all know about Ohtani being followed by Yamamoto and now Sasaki. And why couldn't this have been the Angels? That's what came to me. The Angels had Ohtani. They had him for 6 years, and yet they never capitalized in the way that the Dodgers have. And really, what I talked about in the article were three things. One, their failure to capitalize economically the way the Dodgers have. And that means bringing in sponsorships. It means bringing in fans. Now, they had obviously some economic benefit. That's perhaps one reason why they wouldn't trade him. But they didn't do it to the extent that the Dodgers have done it. And for those who might say, well, that's LA, Anaheim in Orange County is a pretty nice place too. And there's plenty of things to do there, Disneyland and beaches and Knott's Berry Farm. You can go on and on. So they had every opportunity, didn't take advantage of that. Then they had every opportunity to trade Ohtani, and they didn't do that. And in the article, I mentioned that Jackson Merrill was at one point part of the talks between the Padres and Angels when they were discussing Ohtani. This was in 22. The deadline, remember, the Padres at that time couldn't get Ohtani, so they pivoted to Soto. 2.5 years of control for Soto, 1.5 for Ohtani. But the packages likely would have been similar. This was Shohei Ohtani. And again, Merrill was part of it. Whether he would have been part of the final deal, hard to say. We don't know. But the mere fact that they could have made that kind of deal for Ohtani, well, it just shows that, again, they missed on an opportunity. Now, if you were going to sign Ohtani, if you had that in your head, okay, then maybe you don't trade him and maybe you think we'll just keep him and do that. But they didn't sign Ohtani either. So in every step, every stage here, they fell short and they missed an opportunity. And that's why I wrote the story. People were saying, some of them in the comments, hey, whoa, we know all this. Well, no, you don't know all of it, first of all. There's some new stuff in there. And second of all, it's the whole piece together. It's everything. It's the failure to capitalize financially. It's the failure to trade him and then the failure to sign him when you could have had Ohtani for the same deal that he took from the Dodgers. Now, I don't know that Ohtani would have taken the Angels over the Dodgers, but the Angels didn't value him properly, didn't see his place in the sport properly, and it all led to all this.
Okay, you kind of hit it on the article, but I'll let you say it. Who's to blame? Who's to blame in the Angels organization ultimately?
Well, the article is about Arte Moreno and why he is the one to blame, and because he's the one, of course, as the owner, overseeing all this. He was the one who did not take full advantage of the economic benefits. He's the one who did not allow his front office to trade Ohtani. And of course, he's the one who ultimately did not sign Ohtani either. So yes, Moreno is the focal point of this, the centerpiece of this. And it just strikes me as odd. Here's a team with every possibility of going into its 10th straight losing season. That's what's going to happen here. They're going to have their 10th straight losing season. And for 6 of those, they had Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. Ohtani was hurt for part of that. Trout was hurt for a lot of it, but they never took advantage.
Sometimes we get the asks for lightweight hoodies, and I'm like, they exist. They're awesome at Rowback.
Without a doubt. Comfort, lightweight, durability. I wear these all the time. The color schemes are absolutely phenomenal.
Go check it out. You can use the code FOUL on rowback.com for 20% off your first purchase. That's FOUL on RHOBACK.com. 20% off all shorts, hoodies, polos, and more. Go check out Rowback. And I'm also seeing in the article how Arte Moreno thought that the contract would be in the fours. Right. It was in the fours in net present value. So does he not understand how deferrals worked? And that's why he thought it was actually 700, but it's not?
I don't know, Scott. And Tom Verducci was the one who reported that, quoting a source saying that he thought Arte Moreno did, that the contract would be in the fours. And you're right. In present day value, once you eliminate the deferrals or incorporate the deferrals, I should say, then yes, by both the union's calculation and the league's calculation, it's in the 400 million, 500 million range. That's where he supposedly wanted to be. My guess is, and I wrote this, that he objected to the total value, the 700 million. And that's why he made the decision not to even engage engage Ohtani on that particular number that he was talking about.
Do you know if Ohtani, and obviously he would be the one to ask, but saw the Angels and how they had money into Trout, how they had money into Rendon, and he said, well, that kind of locks us up. Do you think he learned that from the Angels, that I don't want my team to be locked up and I want to win? I saw what happens when it's all locked up into two players.
I don't know, Eric. He's never addressed that, and I am quite certain never will address that. In my opinion, and this is just me talking, he saw the whole view of the Angels. What you just mentioned, yes. Also, some of the stuff we've mentioned this year about what they do with their travel schedule, right? Leaving later than they should be leaving on certain getaway days. Just the way they went about their business overall, the way they tried to build a team, the way they developed, everything. He saw all that. He was living it. And then he sees the opportunity to join a team that is at the vanguard of all of these things, the Los Angeles Dodgers. To me, it was a pretty simple decision.
Yeah, the Jackson Merrill part of that article is certainly getting attention from Padres fans who are like, oh my gosh, thank you so much that they were not picking up on what they should actually be doing at the time. So I think the way to cap this is spinning it forward. Here we are, team's not good again, probably and should be sellers at the trade deadline. State of the Angels for a moment, like what is next for this team? You know, Trout's hurt again, unfortunately, and it just seems like the wheels are turning and nothing's actually moving forward.
I can see where you say that, Scott. They would say that they've got a better base of young talent than they've had in quite some time. And we see that to an extent. We see that in Neto and Ohapi and Jose Soriano, some of the players that might be coming, they're better off with pitching than they've been in the minor leagues than they have been in the past. But the same thing applies. Well, where are you going with it? And what are you going to do about it? Now, with Trout, even if he gets healthy and gets hot, and he wasn't really hot before he got hurt here. He was hitting home runs, but he was not hitting for average. Can you trade him at the deadline? It's going to be difficult. Off-season would be more likely if he is even willing to go. And what they should do is probably go in that direction and wait for Rendon's contract to expire, pass on Trout, or at least pass him along and get what you can out of that, at least get the contract off your books or most of it, and then go forward. But I don't see them doing that. Arte Moreno has not done things along those lines since he has been owner. And while I applaud him for wanting to be competitive, that's great, but you got to figure out how to do it. And they have not done that.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.